New York City. They say it never sleeps, but I know it dreams. Its dreams are buried deep beneath the asphalt skin, encased in bedrock and iron. To the millions who walk its grid every day, the city is a flat plain of avenues and streets, a world of vertical ambition where skyscrapers claw at the clouds. But to an urban archaeologist like me, those skyscrapers are just tombstones for what lies beneath. I'm standing at the corner of Broadway and Canal, the humid July air clinging to my shirt. The traffic roars, a chaotic symphony, but I'm listening for something else. I'm listening for the sound of water that shouldn't be there. It's here, I whisper, looking at a faded blueprint from 1811. Where a Starbucks now stands, this map shows a hill. Where traffic jams, it shows a slow, marshy creek. I'm hunting for the Minetta Brook, a waterway buried and forgotten over 2 centuries ago. But nature is never truly erased. It's just suppressed. I got a tip from a construction crew working on a subway retrofit. 3 levels down, they broke through a century-old brick wall and found a void. The foreman, Kowalski, is waiting for me. You, the historian, he asks, eyeing my clean boots. Primera. No. You said you found a chamber? We found something, he grunts. Doesn't look like a utility tunnel. Too old. Too ornate. I feel that familiar thrill as we step into a freight elevator. As we descend, the modern world peels away. The cell signal dies. The street noise fades. We pass active subway lines, then abandoned platforms from the 40s. And finally, we reach bedrock. Watch your step, Kowalski says, shining a light into a jagged hole. I step through the breach. The air is cool, smelling of wet earth and ancient iron. My own torch cuts through the darkness, revealing a vaulted brick ceiling. The masonry exquisite, but it's the sound that stops me. Trickle. Rush. Flow. There, in a stone channel, flows clear, cold water. The Minetta Brook. Still alive, a ghost stream navigating the dark beneath the city. I follow the stream. The tunnel is pure Victorian pragmatic engineering with a Gothic flair. This wasn't just a sewer, it was a forgotten artery of the Industrial Revolution. My flashlight reveals remnants of a life lived in the dark. A rusted lantern, soot. On the ceiling, these tunnels were inhabited by the sandhogs, the legendary workers who excavated these depths. The city above is built on their bones. The tunnel widens abruptly into a massive rotunda. I gasp. It's an underground pump station that appears on no modern map. Giant, rusted flywheels stand like silent sentinels. In the center, a massive piston engine sits dormant, a relic of the steam age. The Cortland pump, I murmur. It was a myth among historians, a secret project to create a pneumatic mail system that was supposedly never finished. But the evidence here says otherwise. The station was operational. On a dusty workbench, I find a ledger, Iblo Janley, and the words appear. October 14th, 1874. The ink is faded. It reads, "Pressure holding steady. The new valves are superior. The men are restless, though they speak of voices in the pipes. They say the city above is too heavy, that the earth groans under the weight." This pump was the mechanical heart that once beat, allowing the skyscrapers to rise without sinking into the marsh. Beyond the pump room, the architecture changes again. Precise brickwork gives way to rough-hewn stone and timber. I'm moving further back in time. I find myself in a corridor with sealed doorways. This wasn't industrial. This was residential. I pry. Opened a rotted wooden door. My light sweeps across a small, windowless room. A metal cot frame. A shattered jug, and in the corner, a child's doll made of corn husks. My heart aches. I've stumbled upon a shantytown of the deep. During the economic depressions of the late 19th century, thousands of New Yorkers had nowhere to go. They retreated into the city's forgotten infrastructure to survive, living in darkness. On the wall, scratched into the limestone, is a drawing of the Brooklyn Bridge and a name. O'Malley, 1893. You were here, I whisper. You existed. The city isn't just about the Rockefellers who built the towers. It's about the O'Malleys who lived in the cracks between them. Moving on, the air grows stale. The tunnel slopes upward, and the walls change again. Smooth, reinforced concrete. I've walked from the 1890s straight into the 1950s. I see a heavy steel blast door, slightly achar. Stenciled on it are fading yellow words. Civil defense, shelter. The Cold War. When the city feared the atom, it burrowed even deeper. Inside, the space is sterile. Rows of metal bunks, crates of survival crackers. This was a tomb of paranoia, a monument to the fragility of the civilization above. I look at a desk. A rotary phone, a crumpled newspaper from 1962, and next to a modern plastic water bottle. I freeze. I kill my light. Silence. Then, a shuffle. I turn my light back on, aiming it toward a corner. A figure sits up on a bunk, a bearded man, wrapped in blankets. Easy, I say, raising my hands. I'm a historian, the man squints. Historian. His voice is raspy. You looking for the old times? I suppose I am. They ain't gone, he says. We just keep them warm. He's one of the mole people, the modern homeless who find refuge in the tunnels. He used to work for the Transit Authority. Retired 20 years ago, he tells me. But the rent up there, it tries to kill you. Down here, the rent is free, and the history keeps you company. He tells me stories not in any book. The narrative isn't over. The layers beneath the city are a continuous, living ecosystem. The O'Malleys of 1893 and this transit worker are part of the same lineage. 3 hours later, I emerge back into the sunset on Broadway. The noise of the city hits me like a physical blow. I watch the people rushing past, walking on concrete, unaware of the hollows beneath their feet, unaware of the Minetta Brook, the Victorian engine, the child's doll, the old man guarding history in the dark. To understand this city, you must not look up, but down. We build over our past, layer by layer, but it never vanishes. It echoes. The water still flows. The foundations still groan. The concrete jungle is not a monolith. It is a mask, and beneath the mask, the city breathes. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the depths. If you love exploring hidden histories, make sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.